Hello, welcome to this English class once again, my dear class 10 students. As we are continuing with grammar, today we have come to the last worksheet in our book, that is Grammar Worksheet 6, right? Grammar Worksheet 6, you will find it in page number 171 till 186. Grammar Worksheet 6. In our previous class, we have done the types of the difference between a clause and a phrase, right? By now, I assume that you are clear with clause, but for those of you who have missed the explanation, I'm just going to give you a quick recap. A clause is a group of words which has a subject, a predicate, a verb, but it still depends on another part of the sentence. We have the main clause and the subordinate clause, right? The subordinate clause is also called the dependent clause, and the main clause is called the principal clause or independent clause. Do not get confused with that, okay? We know what is independent. Something that can stand on its own is called as independent. So the main clause we have already discussed. We are not going to touch that again. Today, when I say clause, you can know that we are doing the subordinate clauses, okay? Because it has to depend on something to bring out its meaning on its own. In today's class, we will discuss about the noun clauses, okay, the adjective clauses, and the adverb clauses. Okay, I repeat, noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverb clauses. There are so many sub points even in all these points, but these are the three main points that I will be discussing with you. Okay. A noun clause. What is a noun clause? In order to know that, you have to know what is a noun, okay? And I know all of you knows what is a noun, but just a reminder, nouns are names of places, right? Things or animals. We know that, right? And so, when I say a noun clause, there will be a group of words, okay? A group of words, that means a clause which acts as the noun. If I ask you what is your name, you will say my name is so and so, okay? Or my name is Robert. Whatever your name is, you will say that. So we know that nouns are names, and a noun clause will answer to the question what, okay? I repeat, it always gives the answer to the word what, okay? It's a question, right? And here, if I tell you how he became a millionaire was a mystery. You know what is a mystery, right? Nobody knew how he became a millionaire all of a sudden. So in that case, I can ask the question, what became a mystery? Or what is a mystery? If I ask you that question, you will say, how he became a millionaire was a mystery. That means nobody knew. And if you ask the question, you will get a group of words that answers to your question. And those group of words will be called as a noun clause, okay? I repeat, a noun clause will always answer to the question what. If I say a word, how he became a millionaire was a mystery. What was a mystery? And your answer is how he became a millionaire. So like that, there are so many group of words which will act as the noun. Though we only know that there are some names which comes under noun, right? Example, if I say Delhi, we know that's a noun and a proper noun, right? But there can be a group of words which acts as the subject, okay? Which becomes the object, and that will give you your answer. And you will find that it's a noun clause. I'm repeating this because as long as I'm explaining only a noun clause, you will feel that everything is clear. But once I give you adjective clause and adverb clause, sometimes there needs to be a distinction, right? You need to know what differentiates them. So in this case, what we need to do is always ask the question what, and then if you get the answer, those group of words will come under the noun clause, okay? Because it will do the exact word, okay? It will give the exact answer to what a noun gives, okay? Though they are a group of words, if you look at your example, you will also find that, okay? What the English teacher said was very inspiring. In our example, we got that, right? What was very inspiring? And your answer is simple, what the English teacher said, right? And so this type of group of words become the noun clause. So clear with that, you can keep that in your mind. and an adjective clause. We are coming down to that, okay? You know what is an adjective, right? An adjective is a word, okay, that tells something about the noun or pronoun, right? It will tell you the quality of something. It will also tell you the amount of things. And so in this, though like the noun, it may not be a single word, but a group of words will act exactly as the adjective. I've even mentioned in our previous classes that adjective that is like a gossiper. It always keeps talking about the noun and the pronoun, right? And even here, though they have become a group of words, it is not just one, right? In our previous classes, we have done some exercises like she is a good girl or she is a beautiful girl. The word beautiful describes the girl, right? He is a good student. The word good is the description of the student, okay? In our lower classes and in the previous classes that we have done, we just use some single and simple words to know what an adjective is. But here, as we have learned what a clause is, we will see that there are a group of words which has a subject, a predicate, and a verb, but it still is a clause. That means it still depends on something. That means the first part of the sentence to make it into a complete sense, and that is why it is called an adjective clause. I'll give you one example. The boy who is sitting in the last bench is my classmate. Okay, the boy who is sitting in the last bench is my classmate. So there are some group of words which describes the boy, right? So if you are to give an extra information like who is sitting in the last bench is actually not needed. You can say the boy is my classmate. Even if you say that by pointing to a boy, we can understand. But by giving those extra information, we are sure that that is an adjective clause because it is describing the noun, that is the boy. Okay, who is sitting in the last bench is describing of the subject, that is the boy. And so those type of words which describes the noun or the pronoun are called as adjective clauses. Okay. Sometimes you will find non-defining and defining. Let me explain to you. If you are asked to define a subject, that means you will give some informations, right? That is simple. It's to define something. And here in an adjective clause, you will find a non-defining clause as well as a defining clause. In a defining clause, the sentence or the clause will give informations that are necessary, okay? Defining. Just keep listening because for the first explanation you may find it a little confusing, but as you keep listening, things will get cleared off your head, okay? And the second one is a non-defining. Like I said, the boy who is sitting in the last bench is my classmate. So who is sitting in the last bench is giving an extra information, right? Those extra informations given by the sentence are called as the non-defining clauses. Here it appears to be a little opposite to what we think, right? But you have to understand that if the clause is giving an information which is really needed, it becomes the defining. Example, dogs who like cats are rare to find. See, dogs which like cats are rare to find. That is an information needed, right? Because we are talking about dogs which like cats. That means that is important. I cannot say dogs are rare to find, right? Because if I just give you that sentence, it would be very incomplete. Because we know that dogs are found in almost every house which are kept as pets, right? You have dogs at home, you like that, you like to go around for a walk with your dogs. This is what we all experience. And if I say dogs are rare to find, it is something inappropriate because we see dogs in almost every houses, and those type of clauses are called as defining clause because they are giving the informations which are very, very necessary. Okay, but in the case of, and I'll give you another example so that you will not find difficulty while solving the exercises that are given in your book. One example that I'm going to give is the lady in the black dress is my aunt. I repeat, the lady in the black dress is my aunt. If I say that, you can just directly say the lady is my aunt by pointing to that lady, right? But who is wearing a black dress is an extra information, and those type of clauses are called as non-defining because it is just giving some extra information which is not really needed. I'm not saying that it is totally not required, but even without those words, the sentence can stand on its own, right? And so that is why it is called as non-defining clause. I'll give you one example under the defining clause, okay? One example, and in order to differentiate whether it's a defining clause or not, there will be some commas, okay? I'm going to put that on the board. Please look at this carefully. Okay, so this is our sentence. If I say the lady who is wearing a black dress is my aunt, so you will have to put 2 commas here, okay? Who is wearing a black dress will be within the commas, and so in a non-defining clause you have to put commas between the before and after the clause, and that shows that it is a non-defining clause, okay? If you're clear with this, you can just create a sentence on your own. Another example can be taken as the boy who is wearing a red cap is my cousin, okay? That means you can just say the boy is my cousin, and just by saying that the boy is your cousin, your sentence quality does not go down, right? The quality of the sentence is still the same because the message that you want to convey is that you want to let others know that that particular boy is your cousin, but you have given an extra information which has made it clearer to us, right? And so those extra informations will always be put between the commas, and that is called as the non-defining. And in the first example of a defining clause, I said dogs which like cats are rare to find. So in those cases, you cannot put a comma because it is a very, very essential part of the sentence, and without which your sentence will become incomplete. So that is a defining and a non-defining clause, okay? I hope you are clear with that. Once more, in order to clarify your doubt, you can put commas before and after the clauses if it is a non-defining clause, okay? But if it is a defining clause, you cannot use commas there. You just have to go as the sentence is, because it is giving you the information which are very much required for people to understand what you are trying to say, okay? So that is adjective clause. I'm repeating, adjective clause will do the work as that of an adjective. It will define the person or the pronoun or the noun, right? And so who is wearing a black dress defines the lady, right? It tells you, it is talking about the lady, giving you the information of how the lady is. It may even give you information about how one person looks, okay? The girl who is very tall, okay, is my classmate. You can even give that because it is describing the quality of that girl. And so you can understand now, it always describes, okay? If you are asked to complete the sentence with adjective clauses, remember you have to define the noun or the pronoun, okay? You have to define the object, which makes it an adjective clause, okay? And now we are going down to adverb clause. Adverb clause is going to get really interesting this time. An adverb, that is a part of speech, right? That is a part of speech, and then an adverb adds meaning to the verb or another adverb. That is what we already know, and on that topic we are going to elongate our topic here so that it will become clearer to us. An adverb clause will do the work of an adverb like that of a noun and an adjective. It also does, but here the topic is going to be a little lengthy. An adverb will tell you how something is done, how an action is done, when it is done, where it is done, and so on. Okay, so in an adverb clause, it will answer to the question when. Okay, whenever my mother goes out, she brings sweets for us. I repeat, whenever my mother goes out, she brings sweets for us. So when does your mother bring, or when does my mother bring sweets for us? Whenever she goes out, isn't it? So if you get the answer to when, it is adverb clause of time. Okay, it is adverb clause of time because you got the answer whenever she goes out. And remember, we are not going to find adverbs. We are going to find adverbial clauses. Okay, and it will also answer to the question where. The wandering singers go wherever they please, wherever their feet takes them, or wherever they please. The wandering singers, you know what is wandering, right? Who keeps moving from one place to another. So the wandering singers go wherever they please. That means, where does the wandering singers go? Where do the wandering singers go? Wherever they please. Wherever they please becomes the adverb clause of place. Okay, this is time, this is place, and it will also give you the cause. Okay, if you are doing a work for a part, I did not go to school because I was ill. What was the cause that you did not go to school? That means because you are ill. This is the cause, this is time. Okay, I want you to take note of this. This is the place, time, place, and cause. Cause will tell you, if you get the answer on because, starting with because, it is surely adverb clause of cause, because it is telling you the cause of why something happened. Do not get confused with cause and purpose. Okay, purpose here would mean for a reason. I studied hard so that I would get a good grade and make my parents proud. Or in short, you can say, I worked hard so that I can make my parents proud. Why did you work hard? The answer will be, so that I can make my parents proud, right? And so those group of words are called adverbial clause of purpose. There is a purpose that you are doing your work, isn't it? And so that makes it clear. You can even go through your books, but for now I want you to be focused in this explanation, because then only you will be able to understand. Though there is a long explanation given in the book, that will be sometimes a little confusing, so I want you to pay your attention here. And the next thing is adverb clause of condition. You know what is condition? Yes, we know, but sometimes when we are told to explain it, it becomes difficult for us. And so I'm going to explain it to you. If you pass the examination, I will give you a gift. Okay? So what is the condition that you are going to get a gift? That is, if you pass the examination. Okay? So all adverb clause of condition starts with the word if. Okay? If. Keep that in your mind. Adverb clause of condition. There is always a condition for something, and remember that it starts with if. If you are disciplined, you will get good rewards. What is the condition to get a good reward, or what is the condition to get good rewards? If you are disciplined. So the words if you are disciplined becomes the adverb clause of condition. And there is also another adverb clause, that is adverb clause of contrast. Okay? You know what is contrast? Contrast, you can take it as opposite. Okay? Adverb clause of contrast. It will be in contrast to the other part of the clause. Okay? Although he is a poor man, he is honest. Sometimes we don't expect the poor people to be honest, because when we want something and we don't get it, there are very high chances that a person will become dishonest when they don't have everything that they need or everything that they want. And so here, adverb clause of contrast tells you that it is in contrast to the other part of the clause. Although he is a poor man, he is honest. So the word although he is a poor man becomes the adverb clause of contrast. Okay? Although he did his master's, he did not get any job. Example. So he has a high qualification, but he did not get a job, that means it is in contradiction to what his degree holds for him, right? And so this kind of things are called as adverb clause of contrast or concession. I hope you are clear with all this. In the next class, we will be continuing with our adverb clause of condition, because there are so many things that we need to discuss under the topic adverb clause of condition. Before I wind up, I just want to have a quick recap of what we just did. In Grammar Worksheet 6, that is in page number 171 to 186, you will find a noun clause. A noun clause is a group of words which does the work of a noun. And if you are confused with it, you can ask the question what. Example, what the English teacher said was inspiring. So what was inspiring? What the English teacher said, right? Or how he became a millionaire was a mystery. What was a mystery? You put the question what, okay, and then you will get the answer. And those type of clauses are called as a noun clause. And an adjective clause will do the work of an adjective. That means it describes the noun or the pronoun, right? Describes the noun or the pronoun, though they are a group of words, okay? The lady who is wearing a pink dress is my aunt, or wearing a black dress. That's what I used as an example. So who is wearing a black dress defines the lady, and so that becomes the adjective clause. And adverb clause will tell us how an action happened, where, when, cause, purpose, condition, and contrast. An adverb clause of time will tell you when an action took place. Okay, whenever my mother goes out, she brings sweets for us. When does your mother bring sweet for you? Whenever she goes out is the adverb clause of time. Place, the wandering singers go wherever they please. Where do the wandering singers go? Wherever they please becomes the adverb clause of place. Adverb clause of cause will tell you why something happened. I did not go to school because I was ill. Why didn't you go to school? Because I was ill, isn't it? Because I was ill becomes the adverb clause of cause. Adverb clause of purpose will tell you why something is done, okay? Or why you do something. He studied hard so that he will make his parents proud. Why did he study hard? So that he will make his parents proud, okay? If you are unable to identify between cause and purpose, remember, so that will always be there in purpose. Once again, I'm saying, so that. If you find that, that is adverb clause of purpose. And the next one is adverb clause of condition. It will give you a condition for something to be done. If you work hard, you will get good results. What is the condition to get a good result? If you work hard. An adverb clause of contrast will give you an opposite meaning of what the later part of the clause is. Although he is a poor man, he is honest. And so with this, we are going to wind up our class for today. Thank you so much, and please stay tuned again for the next class, because we are going to be discussing about the different types of adverb clause of condition.